Welcome back, Bannock folks. It's your boy Phil here with you. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was going to sit down and do an album review with you, but like many of you, I've actually been quite distracted with the passing of the icon, the legend, Ozzy Osbourne. Now, I don't think I need to explain to you the cultural impact Ozzy Osbourne has had on the entire world. The list of achievements we've seen Ozzy Osbourne accomplish within the last years in his entire career are none like any other. Ozzy Osbourne is one of a kind. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm a diehard Ozzy Osbourne fan. I like Black Sabbath and I like Ozzy Osbourne's music, but I was never like ride or die. I certainly kept up with him in his current performances. We covered that on the channel, but it's almost impossible to ignore the fact that he has influenced all the heavy music that I currently listen to today. So with that being said, I wanted to share with you some of the awesome covers that I used to listen to, currently listen to. Some you might know, some you might not know at all. Some are wacky, some are off the wall and strange, but albeit they are all covers of Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. So let's get into it. First up comes a band from the neck of my woods, Alexis on Fire. They have a crazy cool cover of Sweet Leaf that comes off the Trailer Park Boys soundtrack. They've managed to use that slow tempo to their advantage. They didn't plan on speeding it up like some of the other covers we're going to get into. And with George's heavy screaming, just hammering and hammering, and then when it gets to the instrumental part, it is just so on point and they clearly have fun with it. This is a really cool cover. Next up, we have a cover that I actually thought was the original. When I was young, I was part of the LimeWire youth, and I would just download a list of bands. If you type in the band and you would just click all the songs and you would download them, and you didn't really understand what you were getting half the time. Now, System of a Down does a cover of Snowblind, but I didn't know that that was a cover. I listened to this song on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. And then later, much later, found out that this was a Black Sabbath cover, obviously. Don't you think you know what I'm doing? Now, in my personal opinion, this is a bit of a hot take. I enjoy the System of the Down version a little more. It's because I heard it first and the Black Sabbath one didn't resonate with me. I'm sorry, guys. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite bands, Metallica, and they did a list of covers off of the Garage Inc. days. It came out in the 90s. It's a cool record. It's got a really cool list of covers on it, including this. They did a cover of Sabracadabra. Again, for whatever reason, I did not know Garage Inc. days were covers until I got to like an obvious one. I think maybe I was listening to Misfits at that time, and Metallica does Die Die My Darling, and I was like,
wait a second, what's going on here?
And I think I did a little bit of digging and then later found out this one I can actually, separate Metallica from Black Sabbath, and I do enjoy the original a little bit more than the Metallica, but this Metallica version is still very cool. Now, next up, I have a hidden gem for all of you folks. This band came from my neck of the woods. They were a short-lived local band that didn't really do a whole lot of touring outside of the Niagara or GTA area. Now, this band is called Monologues, and they are mainly a screamo band, but they did a really cool cover of Electric Funeral. Now, they actually prepared this release for a show that they played with us and my band, Sinner, back in like 2014, I want to say. It was a house show and it was a rager, and if you were there, we all had a good time. If you know, you know. But honestly, they played this song live and it was super cool. And I've always gone back to this, albeit just a very small local band. I always thought that they did a really good rendition of this. Next up, we have another Ontario band. I'm a little biased when it comes to this. I'm sorry. This was the music that I listened to growing up. But we have the Cancer Bats. Now, if you're not familiar, the Cancer Bats would sometimes under an alias go as Bat Sabbath, and they perform as Black Sabbath. He's got a cape like Ozzy Osbourne. It's really cool. I've seen them live, and they're on point. It's really cool. I don't know if they do that too much anymore, but they used to do it, and they would only kind of tour the area, and I think they had a couple demos out that they would hand out. They never made anyone pay for it. They were just kind of handing them out, if I'm not mistaken. They do a really cool cover of Children of the Grave. Revolution on their mind. The children's not too much. I really like how Liam's vocals kind of sound more of like a Lemmy style, like a Motorhead, and it really pairs well with the more upbeat Black Sabbath song that we're all familiar with. Next up, I've got a controversial one for you. A lot of people don't like this cover. I'm talking about the Acacia Strain. They've got a release that came off of the Homecoming soundtrack. That was a video game that came out for the Xbox 360. And that soundtrack was full of heavy metalcore, hardcore bands doing covers of war songs. And the Acacia Strain do a cover of War Pigs. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches and black masses. Now, some people think Vince's vocals are a little too abrasive on this track, given that this song is mostly sung. But if you're asking me, I think this is a head bobber. Next one, I've got a special one for you. Have you ever heard of the band called Jazz Sabbath? Now, I think the name speaks for itself. Jazz covers of Black Sabbath songs. You get it. Richard Cheese even has his famous Crazy Train version that was the intro to the Osbournes. But this is Jazz Sabbath, and they do a really nice and polite version of Into the Void that I love. Now, they're a Black Sabbath cover band, so they have a bunch of different covers that they do. But this version of Into the Void just sounds like something that could be played while you're eating dinner at a fancy restaurant. Next up, we have the mathcore veterans, the Dillinger Escape Plan. Now, we're talking about Dillinger Escape Plan and their cover of Paranoid. Now, this song came off of a first or early release of theirs, and it was with one of their original vocalists, Dimitri. Now, it's a little rough around the edges when it first starts, but when it gets into the middle there, it's very off the wall. It's quirky, it's talky, it's kind of like Talking Heads. Very strange, but I like strange music, and that's why it's on this list. Now, there are hundreds, probably even thousands of covers of Black Sabbath and Ozzy songs, but these are some of my favorite that are close to my heart, some that I think that are interesting, and some that I just think you need to know. With that being said, I cannot make a video like this and not include a band called Mac Sabbath. Now, please, if you haven't heard of this band, this is a McDonald's Black Sabbath themed band with the singer being Ronald McOsborne. They even did a showcase in front of Ozzy, and it was a whole internet video. I mean, there's so much to this gimmick that it just goes on and on and on. If you haven't heard of this, I beg you to check this out. This is good stuff. There you have it, folks. That was some of my all-time favorite covers of Black Sabbath and Ozzy that I just wanted to share with you, whether they were good, bad, interesting, or just fun to listen to altogether. I wanted you to hear them, and if you haven't heard them, make sure you comment down below. If If you haven't already, subscribe to this video and give this video a like. That actually helps the algorithm more than you think. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. That's just at Bandecdotes, Bandecdotes. It's the name of this channel here. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. That's where all our clips and updates are. Follow us there. Next, I want to give a shout out to all our members. Thank you for being a member. Shout outs to Ty. Thank you for not leaving. We appreciate that. Second up, we've got Aaron. Big Aaron. Thank you so much. You're a big homie. We appreciate that. And last but not least, we have more stinky sauce. That's what we're going with today. Stinky sauce. More stinky sauce. Thank you so much for subscribing. You're the first one who did this. If you want to be thanked at the end of this video, if you want to help this channel, give this channel $2. You can be a member and we will hook you up. We'll give you a silly end and we'll have a goofy gaffy time. And you will help improve this channel little by little. Thank you so much. Take it easy, folks.